What is up, Broketographers? Brian here again for the Broketographers, and as I always am, I'm in the car on my way home. I've had this car for about 3 years now, and I have almost 90,000 miles on it. So for this one, I wanted to get your guys' opinion on what I should get next. Originally, this year my focus was to simplify my equipment and either get rid of a lot of other cameras and lenses that I don't need and either get into more lighting or look at getting into medium format, either with the GFX or a used Hasselblad. Now, originally the GFX didn't impress me much. Sure, it's a small mirrorless camera with the same power of larger medium format cameras with the same size sensor, and it's offered at a really attractive price. But there are quite a few things that turned me off about it. The biggest one being the 1/125th flash sync. Now, for what we do, 1/125th sync isn't gonna cut it. Sure, we could use ND filters at the cost of flash recycle times and battery life, but that's not the most optimal solution. We could also look at just adapting Hasselblad lenses, but that's another $650 adapter, along with having to spend another couple thousand on an HC lens. And by that point, I might as well go all Hasselblad. An older medium format system from Hasselblad or Phase 1 is also an attractive proposition. For about the same amount of money, we'd get a more rugged camera body with, and this is the biggest thing, leaf shutter lenses. But we'd miss out on a lot of the cool newer features and tech from the Fuji GFX. Things like Wi-Fi, a tilt screen, EVF, and the ability to adapt a wide variety of lenses because of the short flange distance and the fact that it's mirrorless. One curveball though, CPO H6Ds have been starting to pop up on the Hasselblad certified pre-owned list, and that's definitely a camera I'm interested in. Surprisingly, the H6D50 has depreciated a lot since the H6D100 has started shipping. Hasselblad allowed people to purchase the H6D50 and then upgrade to the H6D100 as they became available for the difference in price. And I think that's where the H6D50s are coming from right now. The H6D50 retailed for about $26,000. Now, on the CPO list, they're being found for between $13,000 and $15,000. That's a huge depreciation hit in about a year. The H6D has been modernized to be more competitive with the current crop of medium format bodies. Things like Wi-Fi, improved autofocus, and I think they've improved the flash sync up to 1/2000th with some lenses. And that's really attractive for me. Medium format was completely off the table for me, and I was going to invest in more lighting. But the H6D has gotten me interested again. My original plan was to get into medium format, but when I started really seeing that the GFX or an older, a little more dated Hasselblad were my only options, I started looking into investing in more lighting. But I really don't think I need more lighting. I'd be buying more lighting simply just to have it, just in case. Right now, we've got 4 B1s, 2 B2s, and a move pack with 2 heads, along with just about any modifier we'll need for any given situation. For the DSLRs, I've got just about every lens I'll need for almost any shoot. So I think I'm covered as far as my 35mm kit goes. For travel, if you saw the last video, I'll be getting rid of my X Pro 2 to get an X100F. And I've always wanted to jump into medium format for commercial and portrait work. An attractive thing about the GFX is a lot of people are starting to support it. Manufacturers starting to make adapters. Photodiox has made an adapter for almost every lens out there. So adapting lenses will be easy to do, and the fact that there's a focal plane shutter inside the GFX means that older lenses without leaf shutters can just straight up be adapted and used with the GFX. And a lot of lighting companies are starting to realize the potential in Fuji as well. Some companies are starting to make brand-specific flash triggers for their lights. And I think there's rumors of Profoto making a Fuji Air Remote TTL-F to work with their B1s, B2s, and their D2s along with the Pro 10. So that's promising for me. The Fuji system is generally cheaper overall. I could get 2 GFXs for the price of a used CPO H6D right now and be able to have a backup. Or I could get the GFX with all 3 currently available lenses, the 120 macro, the 63 prime, as well as the 32 to 64 zoom. But for me, it still comes down to flash sync. If I have to get around it with ND filters or high-speed sync or hypersync, that's not the most optimal solution. So, what would you do? Would you go with the GFX knowing that it'll be a great camera and deliver great results, but sometimes it won't quite be the camera that you need? Or would you go with the H6D at an added expense, significantly added expense actually? Let me know in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, click the subscribe button, follow us on Instagram at the Broketographers, and check us out online at thebroketographers.com. See you in the next one.